conjunction with CN8 and the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Woburn Bowlerdrome. John Holt with Dan Murphy, and just a great story developing. We've got a champ back now for the third week and bowling real well.
Oh, he's on fire right now. I don't know if anybody wants to face him right now, but we've got two challengers going to do that. But first, we have that challengers match, that one string sprint to the finish, so to speak, and then one of them is going to take on Jeff Surette in a two-game match, and of course, the winner of that comes back next week.
Jeff had a two-game total of 303 a week ago. We'll speak to him about his thoughts on today, but first, let's go to Trina, standing by with the challengers. Trina?
Thank you, gentlemen. I am here with Scott Caddell and Steve Renaud. And Scott, first time on the show. You feeling all right today? You're a little nervous, a little jittery?
A little jittery, but do the best I can. Steve's a good bowler.
So you know Steve a little bit?
Yeah, we bowled each other in the summer league this past summer. He's a good bowler. We should do well.
All right. Should be an exciting string. Steve, you know this guy. What are you expecting today?
I expect a real good match. Scotty and I competed against each other, as he said, in our summer league, and I think he beat me a couple times and I beat him. So it's a pretty even match. It should be a good one, and hopefully a good one for the fans that are here today.
All right. So it's a tight string. It'll be a tight string, but we'll see.
I think so.
It's anybody's string. Back over to you, John.
Okay, Trina, Jeff, can anybody stop you? Do you have to stop yourself? You're bowling so well.
Time will tell. If I keep throwing the same ball I've been throwing, you know, see what happens.
Can you better that 303 total, or is that probably the most you can do under the TV lights? That was a great two games last week.
Well, I hope I can. You know, just keep that ball in there. It's mixing well. Hopefully the breaks will go my way.
Can't speak for the competition. We'd love to see you better it, though. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the challengers match right after this on CN8. Back in Woburn, Ace, the mascot from American Car Care Centers. Always good to have him along as a part of the program, and we thank American Car Care Centers for their support, and we're set to go as we look for someone to take on Jeff Surette. We're ready for the challengers match, and it'll be Scott Caddell stepping in first out of North Grafton, Massachusetts, in the central part of the state. A one-game challengers match versus Steve Renaud, and the winner with the unenviable task but exciting opportunity of getting to take on Jeff Surette here in a few minutes. He'll open by dropping 6 pins.
That's a lot of his bowling at the spare time lanes. Wayne Kuchar is proprietor there, and one of our TV directors does a fine job for us.
So he'll start with a 9-box. Scott Caddell will utilize lanes 35 and 36 here at the terrific facility, the Woburn Bowlerdrome.
This time dropping 7, leaves the 1, 3, and 10.
Get some wood in the mix, too. And a spare for Scott in the second frame. Well done. Now Steve Renaud stepping in.
Steve's been with us a few times before.
He will open with a strike. Strong statement right off the bat from Steve Renaud.
That's always nice. Picks on the Brooklyn side, the 1-2 side, and blows out all the candles for the strike.
And it's back to the all-boys club this week after Lynn Thompson, a female bowler, joined us last week and advanced. Both very well.
Steve, almost a double strike.
Advances to the championship round before falling to Jeff Surette. First half of the fill got him 9. Second ball for Steve. And he'll settle for that.
Just sliding by that 6-pin.
He's got the early 10-pin advantage. But a fill coming up for Scott after the spare in the second. He's a 124 bowler. Off the mark to the left.
And just 3 on the spare.
Not taking full advantage of the fill. Here's the second ball. That's going to leave up the 6 and the 10. Gets the 10 box. And he's up to 32. Scott, frame 4, building on that 32. He'll get 7 to go.
Word has it that Italian stallion Vinny was in the truck.
Was he touching the controls?
I don't know. I saw some flickering going on, I thought, but everything seems to be back to normal now. So obviously they must have kicked him out.
I think the FCC stepped in.
And here's a look at that last spare. Scott Caddell, nicely done.
Scott taking to that lane 36 with the spares in 2 and 4. Now back to Steve Renaud, frame 3. Eight of the 10 going, but wood to contend with the 2 still standing. Gets the spare. 2 out of 3 marks for Steve Renaud.
And just missing a mark in that second frame, that 6-pin. Look back on that. 7-pin advantage plus this ball. Pull his right to the left, and he's going to steal a couple more for 5.
Can he make it 2 marks in a row? 3 of 4, we'll see.
The 4 horsemen and the 9-pin.
Bingo, got it. Well done.
Matching spares in the 4th. See a little sidewall action there off the right sidewall for the last 2 pins. Now Scott will fill his spare.
Trying to do better than that 3 fill he had, and he does. Getting 8. Good chance for back-to-back marks.
This is difficult, or it's kind of scary with a piece of wood in between them. It's liable to throw that 3-pin right to the sidewall. Nope. Enough to carry it. I think the second piece behind it helped it a little bit. 2 marks in a row for Scott.
Both bowlers with 3 marks total. See the fill on this one.
Oh boy. 1-2 pocket gets just 4.
Picks up 1 more.
And just 6.
Disappointing. 6 box moves to 70.
So really no benefit at all for that last mark. It's a total of 20 pins of 56 frames. Chance for Steve Renaud to increase his lead.
Owner of that high single of 191.
No, he's not going to increase it by too many more. Only 4 more. 8-pin advantage now through completed frames.
And he is marked in 3 of those first 4. Gesturing for the wood to move just a little. He's ready now. Won't be 3 marks in a row. Let's see what he does with the 3rd ball. 10 box to 68. Completed 4 pins, but opposite the open 6. Chance to extend the edge.
A light hit. Let me see. He wants a 7-pin to go, and the 10-pin goes.
How about all of them?
Almost a 9. We'll have to do a little more work on the 9-pin before that's going to go, and he's got some roadblocks out in front.
blocks. Good news for Scott Caddell to see that development. Very much keep him in this match. An 8-pin advantage, 78 to 70 through 6. Scott back up. And he will drop 7.
Triangle in the back row, 5, 8, 9.
Wood to the left, or almost in front of 5 now. Very edge of it.
Cost him the shot, too.
Just the 9. I've got the 5 and the 8.
Okay, next pickup.
Gets all 10 to move to 80. We'll need a mark at some point here down the stretch. Out of his 8th frame. Drops 8 with the first ball.
6 and 9 left.
Waiting for the wood to settle. He's ready now. Gets it. Key mark in the 8th. Even more important, first ball coming up with the 9th. Take a look at the replay. And that would move him to a 90 rather. Now Steve Renaud. Drops 7 of the 10. And he will not mark. So this will tighten up a bit.
Certainly will if he can't match the mark in the 8th already posted by Scott. Matching 10s, still an 8-pin advantage, but as John said, must mark here to keep pace.
One game determining who advances.
He's going to have a chance on the 4-7.
Good spot for the righty.
Boy, it's on the object pin.
Just at 4. So it will in fact tighten up.
Hate when that happens. You get the 2-pinner, you hit the object pin, it drives it straight back, and a quarter of an inch either way, you make the shot.
7-pin advantage with the most important ball of the game coming up right now for Scott. He's had fills of 3 and 8 and 4. The 3 and 4, very disappointing. Let's see what he does here.
Oh boy, just 2.
Got even worse. That's really haunted him, that fill ball.
That's the one he wanted. John, can you still be haunted this many weeks past Halloween?
Sure, we're still in the Halloween spirit as we put the show to tape.
Well, he's going to need another mark now, John.
Went from 3, 8, 4, and then 2 on the 5th. And nearly a strike there in the 10th.
Kingpin left, the 5.
See if he can get one more chance for that bonus ball and the fill, the extra ball. Oh, won't get that opportunity. And he'll know what to point to if he comes up short. 111.
As it is right now, he's got one more mark than Steve Renaud, but Steve does not have to mark to beat him. So, yeah, you're right. You go back to look at the fills, and of course, then missing that single pin in the last box.
Steve will get 7 of them to go.
Almost converted that triangle, but leaves the 6 pin. Big pins.
Barring the unexpected, he will get the 4 pins that he's going to need.
4 to tie, 5 to win.
May do it on this first ball.
Not quite. Tie.
Stay tuned.
Winner takes on, of course, Jeff Surette, 2-time winner.
And there it is. More than enough for Steve Renaud. Missed opportunities for Scott Caddell. He knows it. 117-111, a 6-point win for Steve Renaud. Jeff Surette is next as the bowlers shake hands. We are back with game 1 of the championship match in Woburn right after this on CNN. We are back as we take a look at Steve Renaud, who just won the Challengers match, 111-107 for Scott Caddell, and he earned the right to face Jeff Surette, looking to make it 3 weeks in a row as champ. He has been terrific, especially last week with a 303 total to beat Lynn Thompson in the championship match, and he will start by dropping 5. 2 games to determine the champ this week, as usual. Jeff has had a habit of stringing marks together, and that has been more than good enough to help him advance these last few weeks.
Yeah, not only does he string them together, but it's usually like spare strike or strike spare. It's the full advantage of those marks.
Drops 9.
Leaving the 2 pin.
He'll target the 2 for his first mark of the day. Gets it. Now to Steve Renaud. Saw him in the Challengers match from Southbridge, Massachusetts. It's 111 total. Will likely need to be improved upon to stay close with Jeff Surette. 117 total, excuse me.
Oh, nice spare by Steve Renaud.
Gets a mark in the first.
You see that replay? Oh, wants the 10 pin to go. That's going to happen. Triangle, left-hand corner, 4, 7, 8, and the 10 pin all alone in the right-hand corner.
Filled with 6. A 9 box has him at 25 and a 6-pin advantage, but Jeff Surette with the fill here in the 3rd. See what he can do. Cashes in with 7.
2, 5, 10, no wood. Just want to play this to the left of the 2 pin.
Misses just that 10.
Jeff does not waste any time up there.
We generally like that in television.
Yes.
36 through 3, now to the 4th.
Break when that pin in the back went down. And you might have to take a look at that.
Earl on the scene. It's going to clear things out. Couldn't pick it up.
Well, slides by. Looking for the 10 box, though.
And he'll get that. To 46. Now Steve Renaud. See what he can do with these 2 pins.
Very nice shot by
Well
Steve
done.
Renaud. 5-10. Piece of wood helped him out there.
Bowling well early.
See the replay. That wood clearing out the 10 pin.
Here's his fill. Healthy drop of 9.
So wants to avoid capping this wood. Does that. Another mark for Steve Renaud.
3 over the first 4. Crowd calling for Jeff to crank up his game. You know, at some point it will. Nearly did right there.
Solid 9-pin drop, leaving the 6th piece of wood in front of it.
There's a mark for Jeff Surette in the 5th frame. Now it's 2 for the match.
Oh, he just gets such mixing action. He just barely touched the head pin, but those pins just seem to stick around and do some damage. Yeah, take a look at this. Just barely touches the head pin. Strike on spare.
Thing of beauty for Jeff Surette. 76. Now Steve Renaud. A strike of his own.
3 in a row for Steve Renaud.
Spare strike for Steve.
Just buries that one in the 1-3 pocket. No chance for any of those standing up. Looking for the double. And that $1,000 pool is out there for anyone who hits a triple strike during the season.
He'll get the double, but he will drop 6.
3-6-10, piece of wood in behind, and of course the 8-pin. I'd like to see that wood a little deeper for the 10-pin.
Got them all.
No problem.
4 in a row. 5 of 6. Steve Renaud, what a start. We've got a good one. Let's take a look at the replay, and he's just on fire.
No problem there.
We're back with more from Woburn right after this. You're watching the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge on CNA. Boy, we've got a good one here. Steve Renaud and Jeff Surette. Steve up some 18 pins, but these guys are going back and forth with marks.
And Jeff working on that big strike, and you know he can throw strikes. Well, this time, half Worcester left.
See what he can do with the second ball in the fill. Leaves just 1, the 10. $9 to 94. Steve Renaud, 4 marks in a row as he awaits his next turn.
5 out of 6 boxes. Well, he's only open in the 2nd frame. Oh, Jeff right back with another strike of his own.
You know he's just too good to let himself fall behind by that much.
It's just tripping that 6-pin. Picked on the 1-2 pocket that time, but nice and tight. Steve Renaud, can he keep his streak going? Right in there. 9-pin drop. 18-pin advantage now for Steve. Wood stays right there. He's got a nice little guide going into that 4-pin. Anything below the red line, he should be fine. He's to the right. He's going right on it. Not just not enough of it.
5 alive, 5 in a row. 6 of 7 for Steve Renaud. Four spares and a strike in this run.
We got away with it. Missed the head pin to the left, but dropped 8.
1 and 3 still standing.
Just to make it 7 in a row.
Great stop. Now to Jeff Surette off of the strike in 8.
Looking for the double. That close. The 4-pin left.
Two heavyweights going back and forth.
Unbelievable. Jeff moves over to lane 36 for his 9th frame in this first game of 2. Another 9-pin drop.
Phil with that 9.
Go close to possibly over 150 and possibly get beat. He's at 143.
Earning one more ball.
133 in the 9th, 143 in the 10th, plus this ball.
Steve Renaud has left 1 pin up. That's, back in the 2nd, amazing. The extra ball, that's 6 more.
149.
Great score from Jeff Surette, but you know what? It's not going to be enough to have a hold on the lead.
Picked up a lot of pins the last 3 boxes, though. 54 pins. 55 pins. Ooh, little mistake there.
Off the head.
Jeff is able to cut the lead to 19. Oh, another one! Wow!
8 of 9.
Made a mistake in the first ball. He didn't make the same mistake on the second one. He trips that 8-pin for the spare, and as John said, 8 consecutive marks. 7 consecutive. 8 out of 9. No. It's already at 148. But we are going to have a barn burner here. He'll have the lead, but not as many as he had a few boxes ago.
155 to 149.
Wow.
Just a shootout. A 6-pin difference. As we get set to come back with game 2 in a terrific championship duel.
Well, they kicked Vinny out of the truck. He's in with us again, folks.
He's the new floor manager. Doing a good job with it, too. Glad to have him and everyone else here on hand at the Woburn Bowlerdrome. And boy, were they just treated, and you two at home, to a terrific first game.
It's the biggest 2 games that I can remember in the championship match. We've had bigger scores, but not by both bowlers.
Steve bowled the 155, but he's only up 6 pins.
Oh, that pin was going. Piece of wood was coming, and it hit another piece of wood and stopped it dead. Left to 5.
Steve Renaud had 8 marks in that opening game.
Oh, boy.
Cannot open with a mark here, though. $10 instead. He's clearly going to take something special to knock off the reigning champ and Jeff Surette, who, despite seeing his opponent bowl a 155 very much in this match.
Steve had a 27-pin advantage after 7 boxes. So Jeff was able to cut that down to just 6 by the end of that first game. And he's going to be facing 2 open frames by Steve Renaud.
That's all Steve had total in game 1, were those 2 opens.
That's right.
2 and 10, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
He's at 19 now through 2. Now to Jeff Surette. Tewksbury. hoping to make it 3 weeks in a row as champion of the Candlepin Challenge.
It's one of these shots you want to shoot probably at the 6 pin, hit the wood, avoid hitting the 3 pin because the wood will snap. See, by hitting the 3 pin, the ball deflects around that 6 pin.
They get a 9, lose just a 1 and count. And there's a strike, first mark of game 2. So much in control is Jeff Surette.
You see him the 5 pin and then the 4 pin, and the result we've seen a lot the last couple weeks. A strike for Jeff Surette.
Now to Steve. He will drop 8. Waiting for the wood to slide over.
Now he's got to make his mind up. He's going to take the wood or miss the wood and go inside of the 2 pin. Now, he caught the piece of that wood. So he'll be open for 3 boxes in a row now.
He's out of the 4th. Total of 29 through 3. Delivers by dropping 9.
Needs this mark. Confidence-wise, get yourself going again. This is when you're looking at the 4 pin as the wood is out of play, and we're going to have Earl go down and remove that.
In advance of a Thanksgiving holiday, Earl working off some pounds, anticipates a big meal, as many of us do. Now, if he can only get a clothing contract,
I know.
He gets so much airtime.
Looked like a little turkey trot down there. And that's what Steve needs. Spare in the 4th, his first mark of the 2nd game, and after throwing 7 consecutive marks, he has been open for 4. Now it's Jeff working on a strike, and he goes right through the middle.
6 still up with spread eagle.
Oh,
back
boy.
through the middle again.
And just 6. So that strike really didn't benefit them all. Again, 20 pins in those 2 boxes.
Opposite the spare from Steve in the 4th, so a crucial frame here.
Bounce back from that. Yeah, he bounced back all right.
Yeah, how's that for bouncing back? Seems to do that a lot. Come back real calmly and deliver a mark, generally a strike.
There you go. Three strikes on that lane, right-hand lane, lane 36.
And it's a fill of 6 for Steve Renaud.
I think Steve, like many of us, including me, thought he was going to get a little better fill than that. Put the ball right in the 1-3 pocket. Now he's looking at 4, 5, 7, 8. Piece of wood looking right at him in front of the 4 pin. You got to take that wood, and hopefully the ball deflect and the wood will turn for you and do some damage on the other 3. No, you hurt him. Oh no, I knew he went by the wood entirely. That's what he wanted to do.
Up to 55 here in game 2. He is in the lead, but it may not be for long once Jeff fills off that strike.
Oh, one of his own.
Maybe. An answer from Steve Renaud, and we have got a terrific back-and-forth
You
match.
see that strike by Steve Renaud. That lane 36 is yielding a lot of strikes. Jeff looking for a double.
4 horsemen to the right. 1, 3, 6, and 10.
Oh boy. Couldn't hit any better than that without making it. Left the 10 pin. Picked up 3 more though. Lead is just 3, but now he's got to match the mark put up in the 6th box by Steve Renaud, which was a strike.
Can't match it.
Now, let's see if he can catch the 4 and the 7 and maybe enough of that wood to go across and clear out the 6-10.
Just the 4. 7, 6, and 10 still up. Gets the 2 to the right. And Steve Renaud's going to have a huge fill when we come back to open the 7th frame. The final 4 frames each of the championship match on CNA. We're back. Steve Renaud hoping to dethrone Jeff Surette. Will have to keep it going here over the final 4 frames, and coming off that strike in the 6th, a huge fill opportunity. Lead right now is at 4. Oh boy.
Well, luckily he's on a strike.
Knocked just 1 pin down with that first ball.
Oh, what a comeback.
Way to rally in a big way.
Wow.
Great reaction, too.
When he first let the ball go, I said, oh boy, he's going to follow through and get the 8 pin. Just got enough the head pin, converts it for a spare on strike, and a huge, huge mark.
First ball fill. Ends up getting 8 more.
He's going to have to negotiate the wood out in front of the 7 and the 8. Wants it to turn. You can see him trying to gesture to that pin to turn a little more for him, flatten out. Looks like he's going to have to hit it above the red line, and hopefully it will come off the left sidewall into the 7 and possibly the 8.
Just the 8. Still up. And the 10 box to 103. His pin advantage at 14 for the match. Jeff Surette drops 7.
3, 4, 6. There's the 3 and the 6 on the right. He's going to try to split those probably, and hopefully he'll get the 4. Just like that. What
Well done.
Clutch mark. My, oh my. The clinic going on out here for us. Split the 3 and 4, just like the book says. Just like they were tied together. Unbelievable shot.
Let's see on the fill. 9.
And another mark. 13 pin is the advantage for Steve Renaud, but Jeff will cut into that when he gets up next time.
Steve instructing himself.
Oh, got a huge break there off the head pin and clipped the head pin, the last one to go down. Leaves himself just the 610. Huge mark it would be.
See if he can get it.
Oh,
Just the 6.
nerves? Doesn't seem to have any.
Same expression almost all the time. $9 to 112.
Jeff was the international Candlepin Tournament of Champions winner last year. Went up to New Brunswick and defeated men from Maine, New Hampshire, and Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. That was the first time that I have gotten to see him bowl as an adult, and I was quite impressed. And certainly didn't leave anything to chance here today either. Oh, two great shots by Steve Renaud. Can't convert either one of them. Through a lot of effort, though.
See if he can pin out. Can't do it. 121. There's 276 total.
Jeff 1-7 to tie, 128 to win. Oh, he's off target there. Got a break with the 5 going down.
Bill with 5.
At this point, he would need either here in the 9th or possibly in the 10th. Oh, that close. He thought he had it.
It's going to set up a very dramatic finish.
It's going to need a mark in the last box. Mark with 7 to tie. Mark with 8 to win.
First ball.
Oh, he's got a 9-pin drop. He's going to have a shot at a single pin.
Boy, it does come down to this.
He wants that pin to the right to move away. He does not want to cap that one. Oh, he did. Too bad. Steve Renaud survives.
We've got a new champ.
I don't say he survives. He bowled pretty well.
He earned it.
He earned it, is right.
What a match. 276 to 268, an 8-pin win for the new champ. We're back to wrap it up in Woburn. What a good one. Back to wrap it up, and the crowd certainly appreciating the new champ.
The people at home were treated to a real fine match. Both terrific bowlers, and could have gone either way, but Steve survived and both terrific.
We'll speak with the new champ, Steve Renaud, in just a second, but first we wrap up with Trina. Trina?
Thanks, John. I'm over here with Jeff and Scott. And Scott, we said it was your first time. You were a little bit nervous, but not too bad for your first showing. How'd you feel?
I felt good. Just a couple tough breaks, tough fills, but both okay. I had fun.
Well, you knew Steve was going to be a tough competitor. Yeah. Did he live up to your expectations?
Oh yeah, Steve lived up to my expectations.
You said you knew him, so you knew what you were getting yourself into, and anything can happen with one string. So
anything can happen. Tried the best I could, and I just came up short.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see you back again. It's still early in the season. And Jeff, I said to you earlier, I didn't think anybody was going to be able to knock you off. You were on a roll for sure, but then you ran into Steve Renaud. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Steve bowled great. I was throwing a pretty good ball the first string. Had a couple splits the second one, and missed the 9-drop in the 10th, and can't make them all.
Can't make them all, but you were making them all.
Earlier, yes.
All right, well, hopefully we'll see you back again, too. I have something for you, $800 from the ICBA for you, and $150 for you, Scott. So little money for both of you, little parting gift. Back over to you, John.
All right, Trina, thanks. With the new champ, Steve Renaud, it was going to take something special to beat Jeff Surette, and you delivered that today.
Yeah, it definitely would take something special because Jeff's a special bowler. He's awesome. It was nice bowling against him, and I was lucky to get away with the win. It definitely could have went either way today. It was a real good match.
And when you're the champ, you get a special wish. I know you have that today.
That's right. It's my mother's 60th birthday, so Ma, happy birthday. I love you. And definitely maybe brought me some good luck.
We'll see you again next week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That'll do it for our show today. We wish you happy Thanksgiving at home. Enjoy the holiday. For Dan Murphy and Steve Renaud and our CNA crew, I'm John Holt. See you again next week.